Hi, my name is Bethany, and I'm going to teach you about how to take good care of your flute. So use your left hand to pick up the collar, which is the top of the body joint, and then use your right hand to pick up the head joint. Make sure they're lined up very carefully before you start to twist them together. If this joint is tight, you may need to clean it up with a polishing cloth or an alcohol swab because it might have oxidation on it. You don't need to push the head joint in all the way. You can talk to your teacher about how far out it should be for tuning. The standard way to line this up is to look down the flute like this, and you want the middle of this hole to be straight down the middle of these right-hand keys. You can see these left-hand keys aren't all in line with each other, so that's why you want to look here when you're lining it up. Then turn your hand over and hold the collar still with your left hand and grab the foot joint with your right hand. You can put your thumb over these keys when you're starting to line it up. And then once you start twisting, you can hold it from the end of the flute like this. The standard way to line this up is with the middle of this rod down the middle of these keys. But everyone's hands are shaped a little differently, so if that feels uncomfortable, you can have a teacher guide you about experimenting with your position. Once you're holding your flute and band, you should make sure that the keys stay pointed up in your lap and avoid rolling it around. Don't ever swing it around and never leave it on a music stand because flutes are afraid of heights. Then, when you're done playing, each time that you play, you need to clean the flute. So the first step is to take it apart and again, hold it at those points we talked about so that you're not squeezing on the rods as you do it. And when you put it in the case, the rods should be facing towards the outside of the case, and the lip plate should be a little more towards the inside of the case. So that's how it fits in there. And then you'll need 2 different cloths for keeping your flute clean, which you should not store in your flute case. I sometimes make pouches like this for my students, or you could use something like a pencil bag or just figure out some other solution to make sure that it stays clean and can dry out. And then you will need a cleaning cloth for the inside of the flute and a polishing cloth for the outside of the flute. Make sure it's not an abrasive silver polishing cloth because that can damage the flute. So the inside of the flute needs to be cleaned each time that you play. So thread your cleaning cloth through the cleaning rod like this, and then flip it around and cover the top. And then you need to clean each piece. So we'll clean the body. And you can pull it all the way through, but if it's tight, just pull it back out the same way and go back in from the other side like that. And then we'll clean the foot joint. And then the head joint. And I make sure to dry this part each time that I play so that the oxidation doesn't build up. And then the one part that I polish every day is the lip plate. So I usually blow on it like this and then polish. And you can also polish the rest of your flute sometimes if the fingerprints build up. You should make sure to avoid getting too close to the undersides of the keys because you don't want to tear these pads. And you should also avoid getting into this area with the polishing cloth. That's something that a repair shop can take care of if you ever take it in to get a leak fixed or something like that. So that's how you clean your flute.